So once we made it to the state park, we got checked in with the main office, found our campsite, set up the tent, and unloaded a few things, then went straight to hiking. Within walking distance from where we were, there was Blue Hole Trail and Eagle Trail, which were supposed to lead you to a waterfall. Unfortunately, Blue Hole Trail was closed for maintenance, so we decided to go on Eagle Trail. But I think because so many people have gone just straight to the water, we ended up following a trail that wasn't really a trail and got a little bit lost. It was a little bit steep and sketchy. But we saw a cool little waterfall, even if we didn't get to get up close to it. Then Remi, of course, was raring to go to the next place. He's like, why are we standing here staring at this? Let's go. So off we were on the trail to the beach.
My shoulder out of a second.
He ran the wrong way when he got scared.
He's like, oh no, this is bad. This is worse.
Get back in there, Remi.
Did you just become a water bug?
Yeah. Remi, let's say cheese.
So it was not supposed to rain last night, but it did end up raining like 6 or 8 hours. So the tent did okay, considering that it's a 15-year-old tent, but there was quite a bit of leaking. Not until the very end, but it'll work for this week. So Remi is excited to go hiking again today. So we just went to see the falls, and there is so much poison ivy that we saw the falls and then we turned around because it was everywhere. I mean, you couldn't even walk on the trail without touching it, so unfortunately we did not get to enjoy the falls very much, but they were really pretty for the minute that we were there. Then we took a little drive to grab some extra firewood and stopped at this really pretty little overlook. Next up, it was definitely time for some lunch. We were all pretty hungry, so I grilled up some brats and corn, had it with a little salad and some kombucha to keep my tummy happy. Remi had a snack, and then we took a nap because he was looking pretty tired, so hanging out in the little hammock here, reading a book while he caught up on some sleep. We're in the Nature Trail, Nature Conservancy loop. I'll put the name on there. And this trail is really pretty, really nice and green. There is not an overwhelming amount of poison ivy like there was on the last trail. And it takes you kind of by the water. Definitely not as pretty as the waterfalls, but still a nice trail, clean. Looks pretty safe and well maintained. Remi! Ciao! Remi, Mimi! Are you make a boy? Are you happy? Are you a happy boy? You are. You make a boy. You ready to go? Let's go. Come on, baby. Day 3, that morning we packed up the campsite and got everything into the car and headed to Burgess Falls, which is a state park and has some amazing, beautiful, gorgeous, gigantic waterfalls. Through the parking lot here though, this first viewpoint had us a little scared. In the lower parking lot, which is where we probably should have parked to begin with, there is a trailhead that actually has an ADA overlook. Right at the very beginning of the trailhead, there's this gorgeous little waterfall. As you get a little farther down, there's this bridge that there was some sort of information on and has some historical significance. Unfortunately, I did not get a picture of that. As you can see, keep going down the trail here. There's enough room in most places for 2 people to pass each other on the trail with no problem. Is another little waterfall runoff. Bridge shenanigans, because again, that's what I do. Another waterfall. Yes, I was absolutely still fascinated by these little runoff areas that probably aren't considered waterfalls, but I still liked them.
Yes, I do. Puppy nappers everywhere.
Moving on down the trail, or I guess I should say up the trail, there are a lot of steps. Do not do leg day before you come on this trail because there is a lot. Little Remi had all the energy for it. More so than I probably did, but it was cute watching his little tail. And finally, we made it to the end. There's a little, let's call it a splash pad area. There were signs again here not to get too close to the edge because it is not sectioned off in any way. And that is quite a steep drop. It does look like you can get some kayak rental at a local place and kayak up to the base of this waterfall, which would be a pretty cool way to spend an afternoon. And then it was time to head out and head home for Kentucky. Remi still had the energy after his little refreshment time in the water in the splash area. And most of the way home, we decided to stop and refuel and let everyone stretch their legs and get some pizza. Remi was absolutely exhausted, ready for the next adventure.